is up, guys? Welcome back to Zero Balance Builds on YouTube. After a brief hiatus, we are back. Going to start doing at least 3 times a week upload schedule, kind of a vlog style more than a build style, just because I have so much stuff going on out here all over, and I'm jumping around, and I'm not keeping track of projects, and I'm not really into editing video, so trying a different style. Let me know how you like it. So first thing I'm going to do is today talk about what I have going on now since it's been a couple months and what we're working on, what I'm working on, there's no we, I guess, and show what's going to happen next. So I'll give you a quick tour of everything I have sitting around and talk about what I'm working off. My 65 Volkswagen double cab. The old engine, it had a single port 1500 that actually came with it. I have no clue what was up with it. Ran good for 3 years, but it's just worn out. Had about 60 pounds of compression. So, hit up my homie, Josh Anderson, J-O-G-R. He set me up with a rebuilt 1600 with a screaming deal and a warranty. He actually sold me this thing cheaper than I could rebuild one of my engines sitting around here. I have several that I was pirating parts off of, trying to get it to work. But I just didn't have any good engines, and I needed an engine fast. So Josh hooked me up, had it here in 5 days. Super happy with that. He also hooked me up a set of empty dual 34 carbs. Give her a little more guts rolling down the freeway, because we were only able to do about 62 before that. So I actually stayed up till about 1:30 this morning, tossed this thing in, and got her fired up last night. So quick video of that. So it's running now. I need to swap this exhaust out because it's pretty junk. I just tossed it on to not be as annoying last night when I started it. I'm also going to install this CB Performance Maxi oil pump and this Fram filter because everyone loves Frams. We're going to mount it right up in this area. Make a bracket for it, give it a little protection. So that's the agenda for today, is to get as much of that buttoned up as possible. So also here we have the plasma CNC has been running, and then my 1964 combi, or I guess it's a microbus, can't tell because it's painted with house paint, but this is the expo bus project. Getting swapped in with a 2-liter out of a Mark IV Jetta. Waiting on the ECU to come back from my buddy Ryan Horn at Euro Customs Tuning, and hoping to start that up maybe within the next 2 weeks. Once that's back, we can get some wiring done. Focus this week really is getting this thing going. I've got a little add-ons to go with it, and then we have a ton of CNC plasma cut signs that we're taking up to Jim's Custom VWs this week to sell. So trusty excavator, super boring Jetta lot car. That's how we make the cheddar. And then the thing is back up and driving, or I guess is now driving. Still needs odds and ends buttoned up, but it at least goes. I'm going to rethink my front beam, I think, but we're actually going to rob the Fat Boy exhaust off of this thing and toss it on the double cab because it hangs so low that even not aired out, it drags my driveway. So I'm going to install a header that tucks up a little tighter on it. So let's get going. So first thing we need to do today, I don't know why I keep saying we, it's I. First thing I need to do today is I'm going to take this filter adapter and that cover plate. We're going to run down to the Washington Auto Parts local parts store where they make hydraulic hoses, because we are capable of making hydraulic hoses here. I am capable of making hydraulic hoses here, but I don't have the correct fittings and it's easier. I'm just going to go pay them to do it. So I'm going to measure this up, run down and get those made before the holiday weekend, which, happy Independence Day, folks. Alright, so working on the double cab. Got the exhaust off already. Working on taking off this oil pump and replacing it with the CB Maxi oil pump that has the bypass lines that we're going to run up to our oil filter. So I'll go ahead and yank that off and then install the new oil pump. Alright, so here is our entire oiling system. We have the CB Maxi 2, I think, Maxi 3, I don't know. CB Performance oil pump with bypass, the oil filter adapter that holds the ever-beloved frame oil filter. I was originally going to do a crimp-on style, like a hydraulic line that would be good for like 3,000 PSI. Went to Napa and he actually talked me out of it and talked me into using a push lock style, which, one, it's about half the price, if not less than half the price. Two, it's field repairable. So if you get a hole in an oil line or something, you can just slit this off, put a new piece of line on, and you're trucking back down the road. And this is actually good to 300 PSI, and it's flame resistant. Actually says 300 PSI, flame resistant. So decided to go that route just to save a little bit of coin and keep it so I can actually fix it on the road, because otherwise, if we lost an oil line on the road, I'd be screwed. I would have to find a shop to make a hydraulic line. So there we go. Alright, so robbed the extractor off of the thing. Fat Boy muffler. I hope it's going to clear the bumper. I kind of mocked it up real quick and it rubs a little bit here, but this is a pretty large diameter tube, so if I have to, I can coax that slightly with a hammer, and I don't know. May go to the old speed bus exhaust, but kind of ran out of money buying all this stuff already, so blew the budget. Had to reuse a header, but we'll see what happens, I guess. Alright, so the reason for putting the extractor and everything on now is so that I can mock up all of my oil lines, well, install all of my oil lines. So you can see the inlet and outlet on the CB pump down there. And then I have this dude, come on, focus, with the ever-loving frame filter. I think I'm going to mount it, it's hard to do one-handed, right here, so it's protected, and then I'll just make another plate to go inside the tray to bolt it up through to keep everything in one place, but seems like the best option, and then just a little short run of lines and we're good to go. So I'm poking around here in the engine compartment, I find these. Obviously I'm not the first person to install an oil filter in this bus, so that's exactly what those holes are for. Talk about an awkward place. Yeah, that's not gonna work, but just in case anybody was getting angry about me drilling holes in my double cab, it's already full of them. What's up, guys? So we've got the engine in, it's running. Sounds awesome. Huge thanks to JOGR, Josh Anderson, hooked me up. and this thing just runs amazing. So scope it out. Whoosh. All in, dual carbs, set. MP exhaust, set. Oil lines up to filter, set. So I still am going to make a heat shield for these dudes, or wrap them in, I might wrap them in just in a header, fiberglass header tape or something, and then button everything up, clean up all this wiring again so it's somewhat presentable, and a few odds and ends, but she's almost ready to cruise. We're back here again. Got it together for a quick drive, and it ran great. Acted like it was a little low on power, which I suspect the factory fuel pump wasn't making enough pressure. Got back from the drive, let it sit for about 5 minutes, then wouldn't start. Pop fuel lines, they were completely dry. Squirted a little gas in the carb and it just instantly vaporized. So my theory is the carbs are heat soaking and they're vaporizing fuel. And then what's happening then is just sucking the lines dry. And I've ended up with a vapor lock situation. The pump can't reprime. So I went ahead and mounted up this rotary fuel pump. Waiting on a regulator right now because this puts out like 40 psi, which is way more than the 3 to 5 that we need for these carbs. So fuel pressure regulator will be here today. Hopefully get that mount up tonight, but for now, this is where we're at. We got double cab on the lift. Today is Tuesday morning. I'm going to attempt to drive it to Columbiana, which is about 2.5 hours on Friday. We'll see how that goes. Cut out a Squatch and a sea turtle. Been running the CNC Plas like crazy, cutting out stuff for the gem show. Got it soaking in vinegar. So I'm going to end this video right here. A little update. What's going on. If fuel pressure regulator shows up today, I'll get it installed and probably start another vid. So thanks for watching, guys.